What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every single day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and we are watching the Dow Jones Industrial Average really closely. Stick around to the end of the video. We will be looking at that. What is in store for today? That's what we're going to talk about. Don't forget, there's a free Discord group. There's a link to it in the description below the video. Definitely check it out. It's totally free. Awesome community. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, I want to remind you this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. This is my opinion, not yours. Always remember that. There is a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it, and let's see what's going on. Are we going to have a bloodbath today or what? Let's take a look at the Bitcoin headlines. Bitcoin price reclaims 6,000 as traders eye new BTC futures. Can Bitcoin survive the climate change revolution? Bitcoin price falls below 6,000 on declining volume. Obviously, we're back above that right now. Number of addresses with one Bitcoin rising. Bitcoin price analysis. BTC drops beneath rising price. Crypto traders see Bitcoin, but not Ethereum, surging to new all-time highs in 2020. Well, let's take a look at it. Here is the fear and greed index. We are at 10, extreme fear in the red. We were at the orange 12 yesterday, so we have dropped 2 points. And we are getting a little rise now. People are probably getting excited, but I wouldn't get too excited. Let's see. On the monthly, we are... This monthly candle will be closing this week. We are still well above the 55 EMA on the monthly, which is 47.37. Let's take a look at, oh yeah, this is my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. Definitely check it out. There is a link to it down below in the description. Check it out. Lots of cool stuff in there. There's other stuff that's not listed. Long sleeve tees, hoodies, keychains, whatnot. Just hit her up in the contact. She'll let you know. You can put any crypto you want on here. It doesn't have to be what you see. Also, you can put family pictures, whatnot. She has glass pictures, all kinds of stuff. Check it out. Great way to help support the channel. And let's look at the weekly. So looking at the weekly, the EMAs have crossed bearish. Our 21 EMA has crossed 55. That's pretty bearish to me, guys. I do think we are going to continue down lower. How low? We'll talk about that. The lowest I see us going, and guys, I'm not saying we're going here. I am saying it's definitely a possibility. The 2570 area, which is this trend line from all the way back here, and I will look at something else as we go into the lower time frames. Let's look at the weekly RSI, and if we look at the weekly RSI, you guys have been watching the channel know this red line here, the support and resistance I've been talking about, where we capitulated below it in 14, popped back above in 15, got support, and continued our 2017 bull run. 2018, capitulated below it. 2019, popped back above, checked it for support, got support, and now we are below it. We are on the weekly. As of right now, we are coming back above that resistance line. If this weekly, which we have a whole week left, can close above this, we might be in good shape. We'll have to keep an eye on it. So let's go into the daily. Looking at the daily. Another thing I want to remind you guys, I'll leave a DOWDEX tutorial up top. Definitely check it out. It has a great tool on there, risk management tool. One of the features that I don't see on any of the other exchanges. Definitely check it out. We're also talking about getting a trading competition together on DOWDEX. If you're interested, drop a comment below, let me know, and we'll start getting it going if we get enough people interested. There's also some other links for some other exchanges. All the exchanges down there I do use, so if you use them, there is some benefits of using my links. You get some trading bonuses when you sign up and make a deposit, so check them out. There's also some down there with fee discounts. So let's look at, as you can see, the volume here in the daily is still going down to nearly nothing. So there will be a big move soon, guys. In my opinion, it's going to be down. We'll talk about that. Let's get this out of the way. we'll take some measured moves here. As you guys know, my targets have not changed. Let's take a look at just the measured move of this rising wedge right here. We take a measured move by measuring the widest point of the wedge. We bring it over to where we broke, and that gets us around the $4,200 range, guys. I still believe it's possible we get down here. We will have support here around the 53.95, which is the 0.236 fib of this move here. So that was heavy resistance back here. I believe it could be some good support. Will it hold? I don't think so. It's possible. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to throw the fibs on here real quick from the swing low to the swing high. And that would be the 0.5 fib if we were to go here. The 5400 would be support, my opinion, but I don't believe it's going to be heavy enough to hold it. We'll also get some support down here at the golden pocket zone around the $5,000 range, which obviously will be psychological support too. But I am looking for the $4,200 range for this target. The other way to measure this would be looking at this as a flagpole, this being a bear flag. And if we did the measured move off that, that also gets us to that 2570 area, which we were looking at back here on the weekly. So keep that in mind. It is possible. We are getting a little run up here today. And like I said, make sure you stick around for the Dow Jones Industrial. We're going to take a look at that at the end. That's probably going to be key to what happens here. It is possible we come all the way up and retest the bottom of this wedge, and that would be around the 6,900 range if we did it today. I think that's less likely, but it is possible. If we break above that, then these lower targets are invalidated for the time being because we would drop or get back into this wedge. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think we're going to at least see this 54 within the next few days. But we will keep an eye on it. That's why I do daily updates every day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Leave your comments down below. And with all this crazy stuff, the pandemic and stuff going on, leave your comments down below and let me know what you think. I know there's tons of mixed opinions on that, and I'm curious to see what my viewers think. So drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. But as of right now, that's what I'm saying. As long as this wedge, as long as we don't break back inside this wedge, I still see these lower targets, at least 54. If that doesn't hold, 42, and then ultimately the worst case scenario, the 2570 range. Let's look at the 4 hour. Well, you know what? Let's look at the RSI. We did not look at the RSI on the daily. So I drew this in here about a week ago when we were back in here, saying this could possibly be an inverse head and shoulders forming here on the RSI, which I still believe to be possible. I have not redrawn this line. This is the daily RSI, so we can come back down. Obviously, the daily, when people look at the RSI, you don't look at the wicks, you look at the body. The RSI moves with the body, so that would make sense for it to come back down before continuing up to at least that $5,400 range. And as we can see here, we're actually above the 13 EMA right now on the daily. That 8 EMA is lying right around the 6,300. So if we drop back below that, we might have a swift move down. Now let's look at the 4 hour. Same thing. We have the rising wedge here with the same measured moves that we've been looking at for about a week now. At the 42 to 42.50, somewhere in that range for the first one. And then again, the measurement of this being a flagpole, this being the bear flag, down to that 2570 again. But like I've been saying, we are getting support on top of the 55 EMA now. So it is possible, guys, we come up to test this 68 to 69 level, which is the bottom of this wedge here. Yeah, we'll just we'll have to keep an eye on that. If we're able to maintain support above here, let's see, we have 3 hours left. So if we close this 4 hour above 6,300, it's possible that we do go up to test the bottom of this old support. which is, like I said, around the $6,800, $6,900 level. I don't think it's going to happen. I do believe we're going to come back down into this 5,400 range at least. Let's look at the RSI. RSI is, if you look at this falling broadening wedge that we had, we broke out of it, came back, broke back beneath it, and we've been teetering on this line, and right now we are beneath it. I do believe that most likely we're not going to get back up here before we continue down. So yeah, I'm bearish here, guys. There's no other way to put it. Let's see the Litecoin. Looking at Litecoin, 3906 is our 0.236 on Litecoin, which we keep playing around. As you can see, I do believe this is the 4-hour, guys, and it looks like the EMAs are trying to cross bullish here, but I don't believe it's going to happen. And the same thing, if we retest the bottom of this wedge, that's going to be right around the 4150 range. If we do manage to get up that high, I would see a huge rejection, in my opinion. If we do break above and back in the wedge, then these lower targets are invalid. But as of now, they are still valid, and I still believe we are most likely headed down to them. As you can see, there is a trend line, this orange trend line here from the top of this falling wedge would be around, depending on where we hit it, we probably see a little bit of support on this between the $29 and $27 range. But ultimately, the measured move of breaking out of this falling wedge is around the 2280 range. And if we did get down to here, that would be a good stop hunt from the people that went long here, and their stops would be down here. That's what I would consider that being, as a stop hunt. Same thing over here in Bitcoin, but the stop hunt would most likely be all the way down here. Let's go back over to Litecoin, and if we did a measured move like we did on Bitcoin, measuring this as a flag pull, this being the bear flag, measured move on that is about $14. So like I said, between 27 and 29, I'd look for support here. If that breaks, then we're looking at the $22 to $23 range. If that is unable to hold, we most likely are going to see around this $14 range. Now let's look at Ethereum. Same thing. The 0.236 is at 137.31. If we were to, let's look at, zoom in here a little bit. Did we look at the RSI on Litecoin? Yes, we did. Okay. On Ethereum, same thing. If we were able to come up and retest the top of this, or the bottom of this wedge here, is going to be around the 137 to 139 range. I would expect a huge rejection if we're able to get up there. Like I said, the 55 EMA here is around 132. If we close this 4-hour below it, then most likely we're just going to head down from there. But if we are able to break inside this wedge, the lower targets are invalid. But right now, the lower targets are what I'm believing to be happening. So let's do a measured move. The falling wedge, put it down to where we broke down. That would be 7250 range. And if you look, that is an old support from way back there. And then we also can look at this as a flag pull, this being a bear flag, that being 2734, and that would line up with this yellow trend line off of these 3 wicks down here. So all this stuff is looking pretty confluent, guys. I'm extremely bearish here. There's no other way for me to look at it, like I said, unless we break the bottom of this wedge, and all three of them, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. That's the only way that I believe I would change my opinion on being bearish here. Otherwise, guys, I'm just bearish here. Let's look at the pre-markets for Dow Jones Industrial. Right now, it's up 51 before the markets open. Markets open in about an hour. And we've been talking about this for quite a while. I will show you guys my measured moves for those of you that have not seen. Did we look at the RSI? We did not look at the RSI in Ethereum. So let's take a look at the RSI in Ethereum. We had fallen out of this rising broadening wedge here. Looks like we may come up to retest it for support. That may get us up to that 137 to 139 range, guys, before rejection. So keep a close eye on that. let's go back over here. So I have some measured moves here, guys, and we're going to take a look at them. We had this rising channel that we fell out of right here. We had the bottom of it marked at, and I have not changed any of these targets, guys. You can go back and check my videos. We've been expecting everything that's happened here. So if we took the measured move where we broke down there, guys, that gets us down to that 16,888 points on the Dow. I still believe that to be the target. And if that doesn't hold, it gets really ugly, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. But as of right now, we could possibly get a run up to retest this 23.5 before getting rejection and coming down. It is possible. I think it's highly unlikely that we come all the way up to the 25.5. The 0.786 retracement would be around 27. I don't see it happening, guys. If it does, all they're doing is suckering people in to take their money, period. This here is a suckers rally. I don't care how high it goes. It's a suckers rally, and this market is coming down to at least 16,888 in my opinion. And like I said, I'll show you the worst case scenario here in a minute. But I do want to look at this 0.382 fib I did from the swing high to the swing low. And we had this mark last week that we could possibly get back up here. We overshot it by a little bit. Actually, I had that price on the bigger move at the 0.5 fib. But the 0.382 actually for this smaller move here was around 22,555. We did overshoot that a little bit. Like I said, today, if we do get a rally, we could come up here and get rejection. But guys, it's like I said, no matter what, I mean, I don't care if rally or not, it's all going to be fake if this thing moves up. My target remains 16,888. If, and most likely when, that doesn't hold, we also have a measured move of, I'll show you what I'm looking at here. This measured move here of this bullhorn, megaphone, whatever you want to call it. The break of that, which we have already broken it, even though we went back inside, it has been broken. It has been weakened. Like I said, I do believe the 1688 is coming, possibly this week. And if that does not hold, my next target's around the 9160 range. Yeah, if that wasn't to hold, who knows? Good luck. But anyways, don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking the CryptoSavy logo above my head. Smash that like button. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the pandemic stuff going around. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. And yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Also, take a look at the RSI real quick. We are in this falling broadening wedge. If we were to pop up out of this today, we could get a huge move up. I don't see it happening. I think we're going down. Just my opinion. But I did show you guys what to watch. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'm out.